Good morning. In this week's edition of The Doctors, Dr. Roger Smalligan with Texas Tech Health Sciences Center. He joins us with symptoms and clues about an infection. So, Dr. Smalligan, urinary tract infections, are these common?
They are, and I really wanted to focus a little bit on the older people, elderly people. I think a lot of folks have grandparents or other older friends around, and the interesting thing about urinary tract infections in older people is sometimes their only symptom is they just don't feel well and they just start thinking crazy, talking crazy.
Do weird things?
They can do weird things.
Yeah.
They can have a little fever and not know why, and it can be very unusual. They may not have all the typical, burning with urination, abdominal pain, lower pelvic pain, that kind of thing. And that's the time, I think, if you have an elderly person that you interact with a lot that's acting a little bit different or having fever, they're having sweats and they don't know why, I'd say get them checked by their doctor. A lot of times it's a urinary tract infection, and a simple antibiotic for a short period of time, they just snap right back out of it and they're fine.
I've heard of that happening, and you wouldn't think that something like that would have such an impact. And when you say, acting unusual, maybe saying something that doesn't really make sense because of the fever or whatever?
Yeah, could be. They could be a little disoriented, and especially like you notice them sweating. Today it's going to be 100 degrees. But
so it could be that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now what are some of what would cause a urinary tract infection?
Well, if you think about the anatomy of men and women, in women they're more common because it's just a really short, straight shot into the bladder. Okay, from the outside. So it's real easy for bacteria to kind of go the wrong direction. So that's an important thing to think about. So women, it's even more common. However, on the other hand, older men, a lot of men get an enlarged prostate, and then that inhibits the flow of urine out. So you may have a nice hot pocket of urine that's a good place for bacteria to grow if a little bit gets into your bloodstream.
All right, and how do we treat it?
It's going to be, there are a variety of antibiotics that are good for it.
Okay.
And we better let the local doc for each one pick.
And we always tell them, don't we, check with your local physician if you have questions about this. For more information, head to our website, newschannel10.com. Thank you, Dr. Smalligan.
My pleasure.
Allie?